Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. It's Friday the 13th. Yeah, lots been happening in the last 24 hours. But on the good side, it's World Kindness Day. That makes me happy. And I've dedicated Fridays as Fresh Perspective Fridays. And I want to breathe some new energy into the atmosphere today, just because it's Friday the 13th. And there's usually, culturally, historically, there's a lot of fear around Friday the 13th, I've had clients who don't want to book an appointment on a Friday the 13th, or people tend to stay home. And, hi, Jeanette. Thank you for joining me this morning. But in my alchemical world, it's always a way to find balance. Friday the 13th is just another day, right? We've had more COVID restrictions recently, and I think that's brought on a lot more of the fear and anxiety. It's kind of amplified today. At least I'm feeling that in the energy of the larger consciousness this morning, which makes me even more happy that it's World Kindness Day. Be kind to yourselves, be kind to your neighbors, do some random act of kindness today, surprise somebody. What I'd like to talk to you about in relationship to menopause and our Menopause Success series here is when we're in that fear state, we're also having elevated cortisol, right? And we talked about the dominoes earlier this week about how when cortisol is high, it affects insulin, we crave more. That affects even just brain chemistry too. And brain fog. Brain fog is a big deal in perimenopause and menopause. And it can wax and wane. I remember when I was in my late 30s, maybe early 40s. See, I can't even remember. That I was working for a company and I thought I was going nuts because I couldn't remember anything. I was having such trouble. I had Post-it notes everywhere just to remind me of things. And it was that brain fog, which I didn't understand. So again, that's why I wrote the book, Aromatherapy for Menopause Success. And there's the great quick reference guides, the hormone symptom mapper, which you can get if you go to my website and sign up. You'll get it, sign up for my newsletters and emails, and you'll get instant access to this beautiful quick reference guide, the hormone symptom mapper. So when you look at the line that says brain fog in here, it says it can be low estrogen, which happens during perimenopause, and it can be high cortisol. So that combination is sort of like the recipe for brain fog. Luckily, there's some really great essential oil recipes in this book to help you through all of that. So give me an emoji if you've ever experienced brain fog going through perimenopause. So one of the things that I love to do, and we talked about earlier in the week, is taking bergamot, 25% dilution, and putting that in the ear shenmen. That's that first top deep valley. And I call that the reset. It sort of helps take the underactive parts of the brain and make them a little more active, and the overactive parts, it kind of dials them down. So balancing the left and right hemisphere of the brain and bringing you into a state of relaxation. And really, it's within those states of relaxation that we allow ourselves each day that we get more information. When we can sit in that quiet place, whether that's meditation or whether that's bergamot on shenmen or both, we can get insights, little things that our bodies will tell us, little messages. So tune into that. Oftentimes when we're in that fear and stress mode, we're also less aware of what's happening around us, and we feel like we get that tunnel vision where there's no end in sight, right? It's just this vicious cycle. I think we're feeling that with the COVID restrictions. I know our trip to Hawaii this next week to see our grandson is in jeopardy right now because they've had an increase in cases, and our governor here in Oregon is asking people to have a 2-week quarantine, self-quarantine, not state mandated, but really strongly urging people to take it a step further. So, that's creating some anxieties and fears. And I feel it. I feel it for all of you, not just for myself, but for all of you as we have these struggles to go through. So we need sort of this higher perspective, right? So today's oil is laurel, and that's a 50% dilution on yin tong, right here, yin tong. And I think I talked about it a little bit earlier this week, but it just seems so appropriate. We need that higher perspective right now, not just for ourselves and our own bodies, but for our community too, to know how we can be there and be supportive and still be safe, right? Right. So tune into that. The affirmation that came up for me this morning in meditation was, I listen to my body. It is always communicating with me. So tap into that. Even if you have to put that Post-it note up on your mirror or on the dashboard of your car or near the kitchen sink or refrigerator, that I listen to my body. It is always communicating with me, for good or for worse. We get these beautiful bodies when we come into this physical being. This physical body as being spiritual beings in a physical body. And unfortunately, they forget to give us the instruction book. So I hope that Aromatherapy for Menopause Success is sort of that instruction book for you. Thank you, Jeanette. She says, I love your book so much. Thank you. And let that be your guide. And I'll always offer more classes, more Facebook Lives, more opportunities to connect with you so that we can learn together. Be sure, if you're not a part of the Menopause Success Facebook group, be sure and drop in there. That's a place where you can confidentially, among the wise women in that group, share your struggles and your successes along this pathway to becoming a wise woman. And I'll be here to support you. I'll be sending an email out again this weekend to remind you about this beautiful free class that I'm going to be doing with Marianne Dixon on Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific time. And it is around the subject of chronic pain and the emotion of shame that's behind that. So getting the shame out of pain. Good morning, Lisa. And it's a really great topic. I think a lot of people who suffer from chronic pain, a lot of women who go through their menopause journey with pain, and I'll talk in relationship to some pain within the pelvic bowl, sexual pain, those kinds of things, and how that relates to shame and guilt both. So I want you all to have a really great day today. Even on this Friday the 13th, empower yourselves. I wore my sweatshirt that says choose happiness. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm choosing happiness along my journey, getting out in nature, doing a little yard cleanup because we had quite a windstorm last night. But knowing that nature is good medicine too. Yeah, and fresh air. So join that Facebook group, Menopause Success. You can go to Amazon and look for the book. If you already have it, maybe it's a wonderful gift for the holiday season to someone that you love and care about. And there won't be a Facebook Live tomorrow. I take Saturdays off, but we'll be back on a Sunday, and Sundays are self-care Sundays. So I will be happy to share some more information with you on Sunday. Have a beautiful day. Be kind to yourself, because it's World Kindness Day, and be kind to someone else. I love you much. Mwah.